welcome to iasvideos.com. For remaining 80% of today's video, visit our website and subscribe to us. 1. Resurrection plants, from the ark against heat. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Food security, drought management. Why recently in news? As the race to adapt to climate change quickens, a South African scientist, Jill Farrant, is leading global research into developing crops that mimic the extraordinary survival skills of resurrection plants. She hopes that unlocking the genetic codes of drought-tolerant plants could help farmers toiling in increasingly hot and dry conditions. Farmers are becoming more and more dispirited, and droughts are killing them, she said. What are resurrection plants? Resurrection plants are a small but diverse group of land plants characterized by their tolerance to extreme drought or desiccation. They have the unique ability to survive months to years without water, lose most of the free water in their vegetative tissues, fall into anabiosis, and, upon re-watering, quickly regain normal activity. Thus, they are fundamentally different from other drought-surviving plants which cope with drought by maintaining higher steady-state water potential or via a short life cycle. They also reflect a rich diversity within our biosphere. Their leaves range from the hard, sharp fiber-packed needles. How can they withstand drought? In each viable, dry seed is an embryonic plant in an extremely desiccated state, but still alive, at least as long as the seed's food reserves last. This desiccated state allows the seed embryo to withstand periods of cold, drought, heat, etc. Unless the seed is dormant, adding water revives the embryo, and the seed germinates. The way forward. Drought-tolerant crops are not a one-stop solution to the world's climate problems or even a safeguard against hunger. Food security doesn't only depend on climate, it depends on markets and trade, prices and access by households to food. We should make agriculture part of the solution to our issues. The climate change problem is so huge with the future of Earth is concerned. 2. Keep this plastic too out of the ocean. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Concerns and impacts on marine environments, conservation of marine ecosystem. Why recently in news? Plastics labeled biodegradable can add considerably to the physical and chemical pollution of marine ecosystems, a newly released UN report says. Some biodegradable plastics need industrial composters and exposure to temperatures over 50 degrees Celsius to completely disintegrate. And such conditions are rarely if ever met in the marine environment, says the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, report, titled Biodegradable Plastics and Marine Litter, Misconceptions, Concerns and Impacts on Marine Environments. What is the point of issue now? Every year, around 280 million tons of plastic are produced globally, of which 20 million tons enter oceans, choking coral reefs, entangling marine wildlife, and when breaking down into microplastic, plastic particles of 5 millimeters or less, then ingested by seabirds, fish and other marine organisms. Plastic completely biodegrades only when none of the original polymer remains and when it is broken down to carbon dioxide, methane and water. To speed up the degradation of plastic, such as polyethylene, a metal-based additive is included that catalyzes its oxidation and breakdown. While these oxo-degradable plastics may fragment into microplastics sooner, there is a lack of independent scientific evidence that biodegradation will occur any more rapidly than unmodified polyethylene, says the report. What are biodegradable plastics? Biodegradable plastics are plastics that decompose by the action of living organisms, usually bacteria. Two basic classes of biodegradable plastics exist. Bioplastics, whose components are derived from renewable raw materials, and plastics made from petrochemicals containing biodegradable additives which enhance biodegradation. Conclusion: the adoption of plastic products labeled as biodegradable will not bring about a significant decrease either in the quantity of plastic entering the ocean or the risk of physical and chemical impacts on the marine environment. Poor waste management and even deliberate release has led to the ubiquitous presence of plastic in oceans, spelling significant physical or chemical pollution of marine ecosystems. The time has arrived to bring ban on biodegradable plastics.